starting same. Don't worry. So yes, good evening everyone. How are you? And today we are having the theoretical session along with the MCQs of the topic human skeletal and muscular system. Now, what kind of questions are asked this from part? This one is important. If I talk about the questions which are asked here, there may be the total number of bones, total number of muscles, muscle, smallest bone, longest muscle. These type questions are kept. Now, it's not only that only directly they'll be putting question from the bones or this muscles part. Other, if I'll talk about some of the organism or some of the animals, from there also questions are kept. Now, what kind of questions I'm talking about, we'll be having a look at that question also. But before moving forward, moving forward towards those questions, we'll be starting with the theoretical part. Because in the morning, we have already taken the session in which we have covered many of the questions which were asked in the SSC examinations, CISF, CPO, CGL, CHSL, all we have covered in the morning. This time we are covering with the theoretical part. So yes, theory plus questions. So first of all, we'll start our session with the muscles. What are muscles? As soon as we discuss about muscles, the first thing that comes into our mind is our biceps and triceps. True. So just have a look. What is muscle? Muscles are specialized tissues having specialized properties like excitability, then contractibility, extensibility, elasticity. These are the properties. Now, these properties are related to the muscles. Now, let's have a brief idea what it is exactly doing. Just have a look at this part. We can talk about gymming over here. If there is anyone who is using this muscle, it doesn't mean he's only using it for the gymming part. Apart from that, when you're moving, for moving also you need muscles. Now, you must be wondering, sir, what? Muscles? Are they required? Yes. If I'll talk about my body, we have bones over here. Correct? How many? There are total 206 bones. We will be covering this when we are going to start our human skeletal system in a short while. First of all, we will be discussing with the muscles, then we will be going forward with the bones. So yes, what I was saying, our body is consisting of 206 bones. Now for the movement part, muscles presence is very important, which is actually attached with this bone. Now what is that thing that is actually helping in the connectivity between bone and muscle? So that is what? That is your tendon. Now what are these tendons, ligaments? We'll be having a look over there as well. So here again I am saying, what is this? Muscle is actually a specialized tissue which are having special properties, which is like excitability, contractibility, then extensibility and elasticity. Now, if I talk about the types of muscle, it may be skeletal, it may be cardiac, or it may be smooth. Now, if I talk about these muscles individually, one by one, so what are they exactly? Let's have a look. First of all, we'll talk about skeletal muscles. So skeletal muscles are closely associated with the skeletal components of the body. From the name itself, it is clear that we are talking about the skeletal component of our body where these muscles are actually attached. So we have Happy here. Hello Happy, good evening. So Happy, we are talking about muscles over here. Please remember, these are the ones which are helping in you in the movement in many of the body activities. Whatever you are doing, all those functionalities are actually held by these muscles, which are actually of three different types. One of them is skeletal muscle. We discussed about it in the nervous system. Remember, in the nervous system, we were talking about sensory and motor neurons. Remember? Now, if I talk about them, what was happening there? Whenever we are doing any sort of activity in which our body is not aware of, whether it is cold, hot, what it is, so here central nervous system works out. Remember, what was happening when I was touching the bottle, my hand was not able to understand whether it is cold or hot. So at that time, my muscles which are present here, within that there were neurons. Remember, those neurons were having electrochemical signals which were helping in transferring the information. So the information was sent. Then brain told, oh, it's very hot. So brain actually gave the signal to the skeletal muscle, please remove this bottle. Skeletal muscles, remember? So yes, this is same. So these are closely associated with the skeletal components of the body. Next. Just a second. Now we are going to discuss about the visceral muscles. Now what is this visceral? Let's have a look. If I talk about visceral muscles, these are located in the inner walls of hollow visceral organs of the body, like alimentary canal, reproductive tract. So just have a look over this part. You remember what is alimentary canal? When we eat anything, whether it is idli, dosa, whatever it is, when we eat, that means we are talking about the mouth part. And from that mouth part till the anus, we have some pipe-like structure, because of the presence of that part, easily we were able to move our food forward, correct? In which there were several stages, which was starting from the mouth, then it was ending in the anus. In between there was several processes which were taking place: assimilation, absorption, correct? That was the part of digestive system. So here, this particular pipe-like structure was what? It was alimentary canal. In the similar manner, if I'll talk about the reproductive tract, so the hollow part which we are talking about, so in the inner walls of the hollow visceral organs, this visceral muscle is present. And the most important thing is, it does not exhibit any striation and are smooth in appearance. Because of this, they are known as smooth muscles. Since they are looking smooth, so their name is smooth. Simple. So yes, let's move forward now. Now, if I talk about this cardiac muscle, before moving forward, let me tell you about a term which is asked in the examination. What is that? We know a term that is known as cardiology. Now, what is this cardiology? Let's break this term into two parts, where we know that logy means study. Cardio, that means we are talking about the cardiac muscles which are actually present in our heart. That's why heart's study is known as cardiology. As simple as that. Now, if I talk about the cardiac muscles, these are the muscles of heart and they are striated based upon the appearance. Now, if I talk about the heart, can we control it? No, that's not within our hand. This means if I talk about these muscles, that is cardiac muscles, we are talking about that particular organ which is not within our control. As we know that heartbeat is not within our control, correct? So yes, it is involuntary. Now we can say that it is involuntary in nature, as a nervous system does not control their activities directly. So nervous system is not controlling their activities directly, and hence we are saying that it would be what? It is involuntary in nature. That is, we are saying that it is not within our control directly, correct? So yes, now moving forward, if I talk about cartilage, what is it? Cartilage is a thin, fibrous, flexible connective tissue which is mainly found in the external ear, larynx, respiratory tract and the articulating surface of the joints. In the easier manner, I'll tell you, this part of the nose, ear, these are what? These are made up of cartilage. Actually, in the examination it is asked, where is this cartilage located, and they'll give you 4 options. This was actually asked in the examination of SSC. We'll be having that discussion on that question also after this theoretical part. So where it is actually asked, where is it located? So remember, we can talk about the external ear, larynx, respiratory tract and the articulating surface of the joints. They lack blood vessels. This means what? There is no such blood vessel. And yes, the growth and development of these tissues are slower as compared to other tissues. So this is all about cartilage. But if I talk more about it, there are different types of cartilage, which includes hairline cartilage, fibrio. So what are they? One by one, let's have a look. First of all comes your hairline cartilage. What is this? Hairline cartilage are the shock absorber. Shock absorber. You can relate it with the shock absorbers or shockers of your bike or your car. They are doing what? They are helpful in absorbing the shocks, correct? In the similar manner, if I talk about our body, so they are actually hairline cartilage are acting as a shock absorber. Now, they are actually allowing the smooth movement of the bones at joints, where you can talk about the kneecaps. Fine. So here, what is happening? Whenever we are talking about the joints, because of the presence of these hairline cartilage, we are easily able to move, or we are easily able to do the movement in a smoother manner. So there is smooth movement in the places where joints are there. So it is mainly found in the nose, respiratory tract and the joints. Now, if I talk about fibrocartilage, it is found in the knee and is tough and also inflexible. Similarly, if I talk about elastic cartilage, so from the name itself it is clear we are talking about the elasticity. True. So yes, elastic cartilage is found in the ear, epiglottis and larynx. Now, what is this epiglottis? In ear, it is clear. We are talking about this part, isn't it? But if I talk about this epiglottis, where is it? We'll discuss about it in our neck part. We have discussed about it in the respiratory system also yesterday itself. So this is the part where we know that whenever we eat anything, whatever we eat, it should not go into the wrong path. That is, whatever we are eating, it must use the food pipe and directly go into the stomach. But it should not happen that if whatever you are eating, it is going into your lungs. That's not good. Correct? So yes, here also we will say the same thing, that here epiglottis is the one which is helping you out in getting the food in the right way. Now, it is the most flexible cartilage. So whenever it is asked which one is the most flexible, so you can directly say elastic cartilage. And yes, from the name itself it is clear it is elastic in nature. So this was about cartilage. Now let's move forward with the your skeletal system. So before moving forward with the skeletal system, is there anything which you want to ask? Any kind of doubt? Is there any kind of doubt? Please let me know. Is there any kind of doubt left? Anyone? And who all are present, kindly give the attendance. So I was waiting for the doubt. I was thinking you must be asking something, but no one has asked about that cartilage part. So is everything clear? If there is anything, we'll go with the discussion. We have all the examples. So, okay, Ilma is back here. Good evening, Ilma. Good evening. Money, huh? Lots of amount. So, okay, Ilma is back over here. So, okay, Ilma, we have discussed till now about cartilage. Now, we'll be moving with the skeletal system. Fine. Now, what is this skeletal system? Whenever we talk about the skeletal system, this means we are talking about bones. True? Now, whenever we are talking about bones, that means we are talking about this structure. And whenever we are talking about skeletal system, one thing that clicks into our mind is those movies in which ghosts are there, where there's a bone-like structure which keeps on moving all around. Correct? But here, I'll be asking you, if I'm talking about this skeletal system, that too, if I'll ask about the kids, small babies or developing babies. So at that time, I want to ask, normally, how many bones are there? Can you answer? How many bones are there in those children or kids? What can be the number? Will it be 206? Yes or no? Waiting for the response. Will it be 206? Yes or no? This question is actually asked because when, yeah, like that. Please remember, whenever we are talking about the number of bones, so I'll write here, this would be a skeletal system. Just a second. Skeletal system. And yes, whenever we are talking about the number of bones, please remember, for the adults it will be, for the adults, it is going to be 206. But for the kiddos, we'll be saying that would be 300. Fine. That is in the children. Now, this one is important. Nope, it's not 206. That's true, Ilma. So now if I'll talk about the adults, so 206 bones are there and few cartilages are there. We have just discussed about cartilage. So can you tell me some of the locations where cartilage is present? Yes, we discussed about the cartilage. If I talk about, that's true. 300 you can, they say directly because in the examination 300 option is given. Now if I talk about the cartilage, we have discussed about it. This nose structure, this external ear, all those things are made up of what? They are made up of cartilage. Now, there are actually two divisions, two principal divisions. One is axial, one is appendicular. Now, which one is axial? Axial part is actually your, this part. I'll show you in the diagram. If I talk about axial skeleton, this is actually this part, that is in the straight manner. Now, if I'll just cross check this area, so the cross section when it will be done in this straight manner, this part will be there, which includes your skull, your rib cage, your hyoid bone, and your backside vertebral column. Just the part which is in the straight manner, axial. Now, this axial skeletal system actually consists of 80 bones, which include the skull, vertebral column, sternum, and ribs. Now, this part, this is actually your hyoid bone which is present here in the neck. If I talk about sternum, what is it? This bone, where all the ribs are connected. This is sternum. Now comes the ribs. Ilma, remember, you were giving the wrong answer that day. If I talk about the ribs, we have some number here. So I think this time your answer will be correct. Ilma, thyroid is different thing. Thyroid is actually a gland. Thyroid is a gland. And here we are talking about hyoid. So both the things are different. Fine. So this time you are giving 12 answer. Let me write for you all. Everyone must remember, when we talk about chromosomes, whenever we talk about chromosomes, we have different number. And when we talk about ribs, we have different number. Now, what are those numbers? This is important. So, I'm writing for you all. Whenever we are talking about the chromosomes, what used to happen? 23 chromosomes from father, 23 from mother. So, it was making 46, that is 23 pairs. 23 pairs means what? 23 cross 2. Now, if I'll talk about, yes, I wanted this answer, Ilma, absolutely correct. When we are talking about ribs, so these are what? These are actually 24, that is 12 plus 12, and hence we can say that 12 pairs or 24. Whatever you get, the answer, that would be correct. Fine. So yes, all these things were important. Now, moving forward, so this is the important one. Now, if I talk about axial skeleton, so there are 22 bones in the skull. This part is consisting of 22 bones. And here, there are two sets. One is cranial, one is facial. Now, this cranial part is which one? This. Facial, this one. From the name itself, it is clear. We are talking about this head part. That is cranial. If I talk about this face part, this is facial. Fine. So, yes. Now, if I go with the thoracic cage, there are 25 bones of the thorax, where there is a one breastbone and 24 ribs. So, I was talking about sternum, right? So, this is the thing. Now, we are clear with all those things. Moving forward, if I talk about the skeleton some more, so vertebral column. Now, which one is vertebral column? Do you know? This dorsal side, back side, where we have this structure, that is a spinal cord. Facial in the beauty parlor, Elma, where whatever it is, you have every answer for everything, correct? Even I was not aware of this part from last 6 years, and you're directly clicking the facial with the facial part. Awesome, man, awesome. So yes, coming to this part, axial skeleton. If I talk about vertebral column, there are 24 vertebrae bones. Then there is sacrum bone and coccyx bone. What is this coccyx, sacrum? This part. Thoracic, lumbar. Then we have sacrum, coccyx. All these are these parts. Fine. So yes, this is the part of vertebral column. If I talk about this appendicular, we have 126 bones here, which includes the pelvic girdle, this part, then a shoulder girdle, this, and then we have upper limbs and lower limbs. Upper limbs means we are talking about hands. Lower limbs, we are talking about legs. So we have discussed about all these things. Now comes the name of several bones. So first of all, my question would be, which among us is the longest bone? Who can answer this? Which is the longest bone? You can directly tell the body's part. Which is going to be the longest bone? Waiting for the answer. And then we will be discussing previous year questions. So, is it this hand part? Is it this leg part? And if it is leg, then which one? Thigh bone. Absolutely correct, Ilma. This part, that is the thigh bone, is the one which is going to be the correct one. Now, thigh bone includes what? This thigh bone is known as femur. And femur is the longest bone. All these questions are very, very important. Femur is the longest bone. But if I'll go with the axial skeleton, we have ear. And absolutely correct, Ilma. If I talk about this ear, this was in the axial part. It is the smallest bone. Not only ear. In the ear also we have 3 bones in each ear. We have a trick, that is sim. The same sim from which we converse it with a boyfriend, we converse it with a girlfriend, we talk with a wife, we talk with a husband. Anyone can be there. When we use this sim is a trick over here, where S stands for stapes, I stands for incus, and IM stands for malleus, where stapes is of extreme importance. That's true, Ilma. If I talk about stapes, stapes is actually the smallest bone. Stapes is the smallest bone. Since it is asked in the examination, that's why I'm writing. So all these things are important, but now the yeah, for someone special. Now there are less candidates, otherwise I would have explained it with more than extra examples. But yes, for now it is perfect, I guess. So I was talking about the smallest bone. Now question comes about the muscles. So which one is the smallest muscle? This is the question. Smallest muscle. Can you name it? Anyone? Which one would be the smallest muscle? Smallest muscle. Who can give this answer? Waiting for the answer. Which one is going to be the smallest muscle? No one? See, I have a trick. Whenever we talk about the smallest bone, we have its name. At the same location, we will have the smallest muscle also. If I talk about the longest bone, we will have the longest muscle also over there. So please remember, if I am talking about the smallest bone, what was the smallest bone? Smallest bone was ears bone, which was known as what? That was stapes. Now this is the trick also, which is going to help you out. If I talk about the smallest muscle, it is stape. Same words. Just you have to put EDS. So stapedius. So stapedius or stapedius is the correct answer. That is the smallest muscle. In the similar manner, name yaad nahi aa raha, no issues. Ilma, this is the trick. I have already told you. Use this trick. Stapes, stape. Just put EDS over there. Stape, stapedius. Now if I talk about the longest bone, it is what? Longest bone is femur. That we have discussed, it is what? It is thigh bone. Remember, in the similar manner, if someone is asking you about the longest muscle, So for this longest muscle, just a second, yeah, for this longest muscle, there's a muscle which is actually known as sartorius. What is that? Sartorius. So sartorius is actually the longest muscle. So these questions are asked in the similar manner. If someone asks you about the hardest or the strongest bone, so what is going to be the correct answer? That would be your jaw. So we will be having question answer session now. Now we'll be understanding more things in detail. So we have an exam for official application, which is one stop for all the solutions for the government examinations. You have live paid courses with the test series. You have free subject wise and topic wise quizzes with the report card. Job alerts are there. Admit card, examination date, all exams, previous year question PDF with the solution. We have topic wise free live classes, free examination wise PDFs, practice set, daily current affairs, weekly current affair, yearly current affair. So yes, this is the exam for official application. The most important thing is how you are going to download it. Just go to the step one, that is go to the Play Store, type Exampur over there, then click on the install button, click on the open part, just register it and start using it. Simple. Now, here's the question. Now comes the question answer session. How many bones are found in human skeletal system of the body? Here we have the years of the examinations. In MTS, it was asked in 2011, 99, 2002. In CGL, it is 2008 and 11. Now, this is only number which could come on the board. Let me tell you, this question is asked many times and in many of the examinations. Very simple one. The first question which we have discussed while class itself. Now, let's see who will give this answer. How many bones are found in human skeletal or body? So, we have Megha here, and yes, the answer is B. Thank you, Ilma, for the same. Kindly like this video and share, because if candidates are there, it feels good where we can explain a lot of stuff. So yes, you all are correct. Thank you, Ilma, for the same. And yes, everyone, we have 206 as the correct answer. So we have Deepali here after a long time. Hello, Deepali, how are you? So we have Ashvi here, we have Megha here, we have Ilma here. So there are a lot of candidates now. So yes, 206 is the correct answer. What if I talk about the kids? Then we would be having 300 answer over there. Fine. So now it will be feeling quite good. So yes, moving forward, in human body, the longest bone is dash. So this is from CGL CPO exam 2011. What is going to be the correct answer? And yes, again, thank you for this. Yes, waiting. If I talk about the longest bone, what is going to be the correct answer? Human spelled called femur or hip bone? I am also good, Deepali. I am also good. Sorry. Yes, we were talking about the longest bone. So here we have answer femur from the Mega Indies. It's absolutely correct. Sana has joined us. So Sana is also here. Great. So yes, everyone, femur is the correct answer. What if I ask you about the longest muscle? Now this is the bone. That's true. What if I ask you about the muscle? So who can answer me about the muscle? Are you aware of that? Which one is the longest muscle? If you need options, then also you can let me know. Do you need option for this? If you need option, I'll write. One is sartorius. Another one is gluteus maximus. Third one is stapedius. Fourth one is all of the above. So these are the four options. Okay, Ilma. So these are the four options. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which one would be the correct one? I'm asking about the longest muscle. I'm writing here. Which one is the longest muscle? See, these questions are repeatedly asked. That's why I'm asking this. And Sana, awesome. That would be sartorius. Please remember that is sartorius muscle and it's absolutely correct. So obviously it cannot be all. So sartorius is the correct answer. And if someone is asking you about the longest one, so this is the sartorius. If someone asks you about the smallest one, then it will be stapedius. So yes, here femur was the correct answer. Next, in human skeletal examination is actually done for what? Now here you can talk about Dr. Saluke. If I talk about Dr. Saluke in CID, he does what? He actually tells about all those things which is not possible for us to know. Correct? So here if I talk about Dr. Saluke's special part, that is the skeletal examination, that means he is working on the bones part. Obviously the name skeletal is discussing about the bone. Correct? So yes, from the option just tell me, he is generally doing those examination for what? For brain power, internal age, internal height or distance. So distances or brain power or internal age or internal height. What? From the body, takes out some part and just keeps on examining them. So just relate that with this question. In human, skeletal examination is generally done for what? If I'll get the teeth part, he always see gadbad in everything. Yeah, that's actually ACB Pradyuman. So Sana is with B, and yes, Sana, that's absolutely correct. It is internal age. We can talk about if someone has its teeth. From teeth, we can tell that at what age those teeth were actually coming out and all those things where we are talking about the bones. So that examination is done to check the internal age. So yes, internal age is the correct answer. How many muscles are found in our body? What is the number? Is it 565? Is it 656? Is it 665 or 556? What will be the answer? Total number of muscles. Now see, total number of muscles and total number of bones are quite different. And we have discussed about all those muscles. Remember, we even discussed about a muscle in which I was talking about the Sas Bahu concept. The most, if I'll talk about most of the time, the muscle which is working over there is this tongue, correct? So yes, what is the total number of that? The total number of bones we are already aware of, that is 206. What if we are talking about muscles? What will be the answer? Is it 565, 656, 665 or 556? So Deepali, do we have answer? Mega, do we have answer? Sana, Ilma, anyone can answer this? If not, you can even guess. Because in the examination, two type of options are given. Let me tell you, if these options are not there, there would be an approx value which would be 500, 600, 700 or 800, something like this. So in this case, let me tell you, if these are the options, 700 goes the correct one. But when we are talking about this, muscles which are present in your body. So here Ilma and Sana is going with 556, but the correct answer would be 656. Fine. So option number B will be correct. And remember, if exactly 656 is not given, 700 would be given. So you can click on 700 part, but it depends on the options. So here 656 is the correct answer. Megha, yeah. So yes, 656 would be the correct. How? It is actually there, Ilma. It is actually there. So there are total number of muscles. If I talk about it is 656. Fine. Next. The average weight of human brain is about what? Now we are talking about the human brain. Now this was asked in CPO exam 2010. Now this will tell me who is having brain. Let's see who gives this answer. If I talk about the weight of the brain, what will be the weight? Is it 1.64 kg? Is it 1.36 kg? Is it 1.46 kg? Or is it 1.63 kg? Now answers are quite nearby. Now this is very important one. If I'll talk about the weight of the brain, this one was good. This one was good, Ilma. Whatever is correct, that one is mine. Sana is with 1.36 and that's great. So that's the correct one. Megha, I was waiting for your answer as well. Let me tell you, Deepali, Megha, everyone, it actually varies from 1300 to 1400 grams. That is, we can talk about 1.3 kg to 1.4 kg. And yes, absolutely correct. So we have, yeah, totally correct, totally correct. Awesome, everyone. So Megha, Sana, Ilma, you all are correct. The correct answer is 1.36 kgs. Or we can talk about 1300 grams to 1400 grams, and hence option number B is correct. Very good. Moving forward. Odontology is a branch of science. It studies relocated to what? Now hence proved, huh? Yes, it's proved. So you all are having brain, but even I guess I have given the answer, huh? So yes, waiting for the next answer. If I talk about odontology, we know that logy means what? Study. Just relate it with this part. I know you can relate it easily. 1.5 किलो का दिमाग, but दिमाग नहीं. Mom, Sana. Wow. So that means mother is from bio background, Sana, huh? If she must be from the math background, she would have told. Numbers कितने भी हो, लेकिन शून्य से multiply करने के बाद तो शून्य रह जाना है. So it totally depends कि mother is from which part. If mother would have been from physics department, she would have used another concept of gravity. So totally depends on which department she is, huh? But Tana will always remain a Tana. So let's come back to the question. Whenever I am talking about the odontology, remember this is related to the teeth. Fine. So here teeth is going to be the correct answer. That is option number C. Next, osteocytes are found where? So this is from Steno 2011. Where are we going to get osteocytes? Can you relate it with this osteo? Anyone? Yeah, absolutely correct, Megha. Absolutely correct. Yes, I was talking about osteocytes. So if I'll talk about this osteocyte, Sana, awesome. That's great. Correct. If I'll talk about this osteology, where logy means what? Logy means actually study. If I'll talk about this osteo, this means we are talking about bones. So bone study is osteology. Now here one more thing is there, that is osteo. Here we are talking about the cells, osteoblast, correct? Osteocytes. So here osteo is found actually in, osteocytes are found in the, sorry, it's not blood, it's actually a bone. So here option number A is correct. Next, the occipital is a region which is found where? Occipital. Occipital is found where? We were discussing about axial skeleton system, correct? Where we were discussing about a part where our head is there, our face is there. Apart from that, if I talk about this hyoid bone, sternum, ribs and vertebral column, that was there in the axial system. And in axial system, there were total 80 bones, 80. So there, if I try to relate it, we know that occipital region is found in the, where? So I'm getting your comments quite late, but need the answer so that we can cover this. If I'll make this structure, this head part, please remember we are talking about the cranial or the skull part. So yes, here option number D would be correct. That is your skull. Moving forward, in human body, cartilage is found where? So you all joined quite late, but we discussed about cartilage over there. So can you just tell me where is this cartilage found? This is from SSC metric level 2002. Now the first one, Ilma, that was true. That was skull. I guess I'm getting your comments quite late. So Sana, yes, you are also correct. I'll just check if I can get your answers in the super fast manner. Till then, I'm waiting for the answer from everyone. Let me request to get the comments in the faster mode. Just a second. So yes, we have answer over here. Ilma has said, sir, it would be nose. And that's true, Sana, Ilma, totally correct. Whenever we are talking about the cartilage, this means we are talking about those part which is actually present in the nose. Apart from that, this external ear, where we had three types of cartilage: hairline, elastic and inelastic cartilage. Totally correct. Sana has even sent the nose over here. Okay, next, the type of vertebrate animals which creep and crawl are called what? Vertebrate columns which are creeping and crawling. So Megha is also the answer nose. That's totally correct. Nose and ears also. Correct, correct. Ears also, Ilma. If I'll talk about the external part of the ear, it is also having cartilage. Yes, so the types of vertebrate animals which creep and crawl, they are called as what? This is from 10+2 examination, which was asked in 2012. So are they mammalians, are they amphibians, are they molluscus or reptiles? Who are they? Now just whenever you are asked about these questions, we must know about the characteristics. Oh, so I'll send it back, huh? I'll send it back. So Sana has sent. Sana, actually instead of snake, I think you have sent swan over here. So yes, that's true, Sana. Ilma, totally correct. This is what? This is actually reptile. Where we are talking about the creeping and crawling, where you can take the example of a snake. If I talk about mammals, you can talk about ourselves. Now this is talent. Ilma, what is this? So yes, mammals, we can talk about humans. Amphibians, where you can talk about the frogs, correct? So next, in which of the following group animals bear no teeth? Which among the following animals have no teeth? Now you have to tell about the group. Which one is the correct group where none of them is actually having teeth? Acha, it's snake. I guess my eyes have become weak. It is looking like at the back part it is having that feather. Okay, Sana, fine. So yes, we are talking about this group. So in which of the following group animals bear no teeth? This is from ESO 2003. Just try to relate it, and you can even do one thing. This is Sangat ka sir. True. It happens. खरबूजे को देख के खरबूजा रंग बदल लेता है. So this is the concept that is going on. But we are not kharbuja here. We are talented candidates and we are transferring our knowledge to each other. Okay. So yes, we were talking about the group of animals which are bearing no teeth. So just have a look. If I'll go at the D option, we have cow over here. We have teeth. That is, cow is having teeth. If I'll go with the C, we can take the example of an alligator. But what if I talk about option A? Sana and Ilma, please remember here, peacock, ostrich and tortoise is going to be the correct answer. They are bearing no teeth. Next, which of the following is used for wrapping of fractured bones? CISF 2011. Fracture. Whenever fracture is there, you can remember about gypsum. You remember that song? If I'll write only this, before writing I'll write this. Balam thanedar chalave gypsy types. So gypsy, I'll write gypsum. Now here it is CaSO4.2H2O. Now this is actually the trick which I'll discuss in the Hindi lecture, and Pranav is here with D option. Great Pranav, it's absolutely correct. Ilma, Sana, totally correct. Option D is correct. But one thing, since it is from the chemistry part, I'll just tell you in the shorter way. Whenever we heat up this gypsum, its formula is going to be CaSO4 dot half H2O. In the chemistry, we will be discussing this. So this is actually what? This is actually a plaster of Paris. CaSO4 dot half H2O. So from gypsum, it is converted to plaster of Paris, and the plaster of Paris is the one which is used for wrapping those fractured bones. So Pranav, Sana, absolutely correct. Option number D is going to be the correct answer. Next, which are not included in the milk teeth in a child of 3 to 4 years. Now, what is this milk teeth? Milk teeth are actually those teeth which, I'll not say teeth because teeth is a wrong word. Teeth. One is singular is tooth, many are teeth. So these teeth, once broken, comes back again. That's why they are known as milk teeth. So here, if I talk about the child with 3 to 4 years age, so which is not included in this milk teeth category. So what is going to be the answer? Ilma thinks it would be premolars. Pranav, what is your answer? What do you think? What will be the correct one? Sana is with C. Sir, is it molar? So we have one is with D, one is with C. Pranav, your answer. Then Megha, waiting for your answer. Others are also there, na? Deepali, what's the answer? We are talking about the milk teeth. So it is not including what? So premolars are actually included. Then canines are included. Incisors are included. But the only thing that is not included is your molars. So molars will be the correct answer, and hence here Sana is totally correct. Ilma, don't worry. Whenever we are wrong here, this means we are going to be correct in the mini examination. So here C would be correct, and Ayushi has actually joined with the correct answer. Ayushi, Pranav, awesome. Totally correct. The correct answer is option number C. Next. In human body, the longest bone is in the dash. This is from CPO 2003. Where is it? The longest bone. Where is the longest bone present? Yeah, that's true. So yes, longest bone. What it will be? I'll write the name for you. If I talk about the longest bone, it is actually known as femur. Remember? And where is this femur located? Obviously in our leg. Where in the leg? In the thigh part. So Ilma was the first one to answer this. Then it was Ilma, then Sana, then it's Ayushi. That's totally correct. That is thigh. So Pranav, I was waiting for your answer. It's good that all of you are giving the correct answer. It's thigh. Next, which of these joints is a hinge joint? Now, if I talk about the hinge joint, it is type of joint in which movement is only possible in one way. For example, if I talk about my hand, whatever is done, this hand cannot move in the down direction. It can only move in this manner. Correct? But now below this, it is not possible. This means it is allowing the movement only in this direction. In the similar way, what all can be the answer? Apart from this hand, you can take the example of your leg. Where? From the knee joint part. Correct? So yes, Pranav. Great. So here, Pranav is the first one to give answer B, that is elbow. Then Ayushi is the one who has given this answer elbow. So yes, it's totally correct. We can talk about this elbow. Sana, option number B is going to be the correct one. Next, which of the following is the hardest substance in the human body? Which one is the hardest substance? Metric level 2002. Metric level 2002. What is going to be the correct answer? Hardest substance in our body. Will it be bone, enamel, dentine or nail? What is going to be the correct one? Everyone waiting. So Sana is actually with B. That is enamel. Pranav, Ayushi, Ilma, Megha, Deepali. Are you all with the same answer? Are you all there with the same answer? So Ayushi and Sana are with enamel, and yes, enamel is the perfect one, correct answer. Let me tell you about this enamel. This enamel is the one which is present on your teeth, which is actually creating the covering, because of which there is no effect on the teeth. Your teeth is safe and sound because of the presence of this enamel. Now, if I talk about the strongest bone of the body, it is present where? The strongest bone of the body. No, Ilma. If I'll talk about the hardest part, that is the enamel, and this enamel is actually covering your teeth part, because of which your teeth remains fine. So Pranav, cool. Pranav, I'm getting your comments quite late. Can you please refresh your this particular channel? or this video so that I can get your live comments. Yes, waiting for the answer. We have discussed about the smallest. Smallest one was, smallest bone was what? That was stapes, which was present in the ear. If I'll talk about the longest, longest bone is actually your femur, which is there in the thigh. But if I'll talk about the strongest bone will be Aishi Singh neck. Sana is with D, neck, okay. Ilma, yeah, these. Sechis, yes, you are saying these. That's correct. So yes, Ilma is with jaw and awesome Ilma. So actually Ilma is out of the team this time, but she is correct. Please remember everyone, jaw is going to be the correct answer, and I don't know you remember or not. Once we discussed this, when we were on the Hindi part, we discussed about this. Remember? Jawline defines how smart we are. That's correct, Ilma. So what I was saying, I was talking about this jaw. Please remember there was a trick which I was telling you when we were discussing the muscles part. We were taking the example of those Saas Bahu, correct? Whenever there's the fight between Saas Bahu, it's not like that Saas is standing there with the boxing part and Bahu is standing over there and they are keeping on fighting like this. No. How they are actually fighting? They are using this mouth. True? That is, it keeps on going like this. I have done this work and you are not doing this work. I was doing this, I was doing that, I was at the office and you were doing like this, blah, 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 blah. And when a wife is already there, Saas is there, and once the husband enters, he just thinks whose side is to be taken. If mother's side is to be taken, he'll be listening from this part. If he's taking the side of wife, then he'll be listening from here. So actually, we people are actually like dholaks. That is, from here, wife is using, from here, mother is using, and we are like just dancing here and there. So I'll not go with this part. I'll just directly tell. Whenever we are talking about the fights, it's not about those particular bones. The only thing is that here we are using this part. So this is the strongest one which can actually play with anyone. So yes, jaw is the correct answer. So this trick will be helpful in the examination for giving the correct one. Fine. So okay, we as a Tablian, I am telling you, please remember this example. So Pranav, these are the examples I'm telling you. This Sana, Ayushi and Ilma will be enjoying. But we are in the category of those Tablians. Fine. So okay. I think that is the experienced one. No, actually, I was thinking. I have seen this in the movies and serials. Okay, so option number B is correct. Next. So here we have an example application. We have live paid courses and we have several job alerts, then free full length test series. Apart from the daily, weekly, monthly current affairs, all these things you will be getting just at a single platform, that is at your Play Store. Just type Exampur there. Click on the install button, click on the open part, just register it and start using it. So kindly like this session and share it. And tomorrow we are going to have the marathon session for 2 hours of mind subject. Actually, it will be for the whole day, which will be starting from 9 AM. And there will be other people also. We have famous sirs where we include Sashank sir, many of them are there who will be taking this marathon session, and science part will be there from 9 to 11. So kindly join tomorrow. Fine. So a total number of ear bone is what? This is from metric level 2001. Total number of ear bones. Please, waiting for the answer. Now give this answer by thinking twice. Whenever I say twice, so it's important. Total number of ear bones. So we have discussed about that trick. Remember? Whenever we are talking about those important people with whom we chat, with whom we talk, here we talk about SIM. So here, Ilma, I have a question for you. How many ears we have? Only one? Or is it two? When we are talking about the 2 years, this means we are talking about SIM, two SIMs. Stapes incus malus for the 1 year. Similarly for another also. So that's why option number C, that is 6 would be the correct one. True, Ilma. That's totally correct. So Sana, Ayushi, Ilma. Awesome. C is the correct one. Pranav, got this point? This is important. Next, the connective tissue that connects a muscle to bone is what? The connective tissue connecting muscle to the bone. Muscle to bone. It is connected by what? Everyone's favorite. KTM. Yes, we use 1 year for the calling. Okay, that's why I'm saying 3. So from KTM, just put this, it will become BTM. That is, bone to muscle is connected by tendon. So it's here everyone is going with ligament, but here what's the answer? Here you will say that tendon is going to be the correct one. So moving forward with the next question. The limb bones of children become bent because there is a deficiency of which vitamin? Yeah, Ravina Tandon. Okay, so yes. Now let me tell you, for the examination foundation day, which is, we have a special offer. Just you will be getting 75% discount. We have that in the comment section. You can use that code for any of the courses. So yes, I have a question for you all. The limb bones of children become bent because there is a deficiency of which vitamin? Waiting. So Sana is with D, Ayushi is with D, Ilma is saying VB1. Ilma, remember, whenever we are talking about the vitamin D, that is, we are talking about the bones, because in bones we have calcium and phosphorus, correct? Now, if I'm talking about the calcium phosphorus, please remember, this is present in the bones. When there is the deficiency of vitamin D, this means there is the issue in the bones. Now, in the kids, we have an issue that is known as rickets, and in rickets, we have bow legs. Bow leg means when we are talking about limbs, we have leg part which actually bends in this shape. So yes, in rickets, limbs actually bend. Apart from that, there is one more issue which is known as osteomalacia, in which our bones weakens. So yes, option number C, that is answer D, will be correct. That is vitamin D. Fine. So okay then, tomorrow we are going to have the marathon session from 9 to 11, where we will be having mixed question. And from Monday, I want the answer from everyone. What do you want? From Monday, should we start physics or chemistry for both the sessions? In the morning, we have previous year question session. In the evening, we have theoretical section plus MCQs of CGL. So yes, I want answer from everyone. Today was the last day for this bio. So now I have to start either chemistry or physics. So whatever you want, we'll start from Monday. Okay. So we have Pranav with answer D. Sorry, vitamin D answer. That's totally correct. Fine. So I'll be waiting for you all in the comment section, and yes, I'll be waiting for you all tomorrow morning 9 to 11 in the marathon as well. So bye bye everyone. Please take care, and in case of any kind of doubt, whether learning, whether needing any tricks, whatever you require, just comment me and let me know. I'll be there for any sort of issue. Fine. For all these solutions. So bye bye everyone. Please take care. Meet you tomorrow at 9. Okay, Ayushi. So Ayushi is with physics, and others also. Please comment and let me know. Physics now? Okay. So we'll be starting with physics then. Okay. Okay then. Bye-bye. Please take care.